Right, that's actually talking about the knowledge of the earth, right? Because the moon and the sun was made as lights, and the lights is the law, statutes, and commandments. So it's talking about the knowledge of this so-called white man's light gonna be put out in those days, right? Let's get that and hold that and get Job 18 and 5. Prove that real quick, because you gotta get precept upon precept, right? And all white people gotta go to slavery. All right? Yeah, 18 and 5. Bear with us, got these 10 pages. Hey, brother, come hear the Bible.
This is Job, chapter 18 and verse 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
The light of the wicked shall be put out, right?
And the spark of his fire shall not shine.
Right, so the light of the wicked gonna be put out. So go back to Matthew 24 and 29. Right, the light of the wicked gonna be put out, man. Right? So read that from the top again.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 29.
Right.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
Right, the light of the wicked gonna be put out, read on.
And the stars shall fall from heaven.
Right, the stars gonna fall from heaven, man. It's talking about the nukes, read on.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
The powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Now heaven is not a magical place in the sky, because he just said the nations, they gonna be shaken, man. Right, that's what this is going into. The stars go fall from heaven, man. The nukes.
Verse 30. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Right, the Son of Man, Yahweh Shah, who they call Jesus, read.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
They'll do what?
Mourn.
They gonna mourn, man. They're not gonna rejoice when Christ come back. They're gonna be in mourning. They're gonna be terrified, man. Read on.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
Coming in what?
Coming in the clouds of heaven.
They say they gonna see him coming in the clouds of heaven. Get Psalms, right? 104 and 3. Well, no, he got another reading. Right? He said he gonna come in the clouds of heaven. Let's see what the clouds are, according to the Bible. Right? Because the Bible's parabolic. So you gotta get precept upon precept. It's like a puzzle.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 3.
Right.
Who layeth the beam of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
Do what?
Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
So he make the clouds his chariots. That's his vehicles, right?
Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?
Right, so he coming with the chariots. And the chariot is pretty much a UFO. Alright, get Ezekiel 1 and 16. We gonna prove that, man. The chariots are UFOs in the Bible, man. So UFO is not a little green man in there. It's not science fiction. It's not Star Trek. It's the vehicles of the Lord. All right? If you didn't know, the chariots are the vehicles of the Most High. All right?
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 16.
Right.
The appearance of the wheels and their work was like into the color of a beryl.
Right, so he looking at the chariot. He said it's like the color of a beryl. That's a greenish color, right?
And they four had one likeness.
He was looking at 4 chariots. They had one likeness. They all looked alike, right?
And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
A what?
As Slakia. Their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Now you picture in the sky a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Looks like a UFO. Literally, he said a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Ezekiel, he don't know what's going on. He wrote this thousands of years ago. He couldn't say, yo, it's a flying saucer. He said, no, it looked like a wheel in the middle of a wheel, right?
Verse 17. And when they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went.
He said they turned not when they went, because if you see in the UFO videos, like they got the NASA, not NASA, but the Navy or the Air Force, they got it on camera and they came out and said it was real. That these chariots, they was moving all kind of, they could just stop and shoot up. They could do all kind of different movements. That's what he's saying. They turned not when they went, right?
Verse 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful.
Right, because if it's a wheel in the middle of a wheel, it got rings. Right? You hear that, brother? So if it's a wheel, that's your bus, and you're an Israelite, brother. Right, so if it's a wheel in the middle of a wheel with rings, if it's a wheel in the middle of a wheel, that means it got rings, right? And what's inside the ring?
As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them.
Right, so they had eyes in the middle of those rings, man. Just look like a UFO, a flying saucer, man, with a bunch of lights in it. All right? So get that in Matthew 24, right? What you stop at, verse 30?
We read verse 30. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 30. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Right.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with the power and great glory.
Right, you're going to see him coming with power and great glory. Because the chariot's not coming. They're not coming to have a good time. I'll put it to you like that. They're coming for death and destruction, man. So everybody go mourn, man.
Yeah,
right?
right.
You know?
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
Right.
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven, from one end of heaven to the other.
All right, so he gonna grab his elect, man. He gonna gather up his elect. Get up Revelation 7. Well, I believe it's 7 and 4. All right. He gonna gather his elect. And who are the elect, man? Who are the elect that who the world called Jesus Christ is coming to get? All right. He gonna gather his elect from the four winds of the earth. Who are the elect? All right.
Revelation chapter 7 and verse 4. And I heard the number of them And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Right, that's the elect, man. 144,000 of the children of Israel. So we gonna gather together his elect, man. Right, so the Israelites are the elect, man. Right, not all nations, man. Because all nations not gonna be saved, man. Right? I know that's popular belief, but all nations not gonna be saved, man. That's Christianity doctrine. That's not the truth, according to the Bible. Right? So y'all gotta understand the scriptures, man. You do err not knowing the scriptures. Hey, sister, you got a minute for the Bible? Come learn your nationality. Let's get one Bible verse for you. Just one. Come talk to us.
All right, give me
You Deuteronomy 28:68, right? And you hold Exodus 20 and 2. How our ancestors get to America? How did our ancestors get to America?
I feel like the Nile River, maybe.
No, we got here on slave ships.
That's what you think?
No, that's how we got here. How else we come from the west shores of
Take the Nile
Africa?
River, you know, and let out to the...
No, I said how did we get to America?
Oh, you said because the slaves brought us... That meant the...
No, I said we came here on slave ships.
That's your thing?
No, that's what we know. That's
here
history.
before the slave
Bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Lock it. Just give me Proverbs 18 and 2. All right? Because our people don't know a damn thing. All right? Our people have no knowledge whatsoever, man. Right? You got a point.
Yeah, everybody want to say we've been here before slavery. Look, brother, the slave ships it's in Alabama, it's in Mississippi. Like people know about it. They tried to build it in, huh?
That's actual history.
Yeah, the Clotilda.
That's actual history, man.
We got them in Texas, it's
Right.
in Florida.
So our people, man, they don't. Give me
See, they're talking about Northern Kingdom.
Yeah.
When we were here before then, they're talking about Northern Kingdom, man. Northern Kingdom was here before we came, but we came by slave ships.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 2. A fool have no delight in understanding.
what?
A fool have no delight in understanding.
So fools, they don't have no delight in getting the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But what?
But that his heart may discover itself.
That their heart may discover itself. Meaning they just want to talk out their own knowledge, man. Right? That his heart may discover itself. Hey, Esau, you going into slavery. Alright? And America gonna be destroyed in thermonuclear fire. Alright? How you like that? Esau?
One Bible verse, brother.
Alright, one Bible verse? Hey, you an Israelite, man. Start having the evil out towards your brother. Alright? So our people gotta come together and stop this folly, man. She talk about the Nile River. Is that what you think? That's what we know, man. We came here on slave ships. First of all, the Bible said, and second of all, come on, man.
She fled too.
That's the new doctrine that slavery didn't exist. You Negroes, man. It's a new doctrine every week, man. Right? And you got Esau walking to and fro, finished, man. Yeah, get off them opioids, Esau.
She got a Quran.
It's Ishmael. Ishmael bugged out, man, in America. Hey, buddy, you know your nationality? What is it, brother? What's your nationality? Your nationality, do you know it? What is it?
said, what's yours?
An Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
All right. Right. What's your nationality? Right. What you gonna say? You black? You African? What would you say your nationality is? Right. Yeah. But African come from a white man named Scipio Africanus.
See y'all later, man.
Con. A black man, Slovakia. Africa come from a white man named Scipio Africanus. So how can we be African? Right? How come we got two different answers? Then I asked the next brother his nationality, and he can't tell me. Right? Because we don't know who we are. Give me Isaiah 1 and 3. All right? Because we don't know who the hell we are due to slavery. We lost, now we found, man. All right? We the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
If you step right on up, we can show you that, brother. With one precept. We can show you that with one Bible verse, right? That they'll never read in church. Bring it up.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3.
Right.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Right, so the ox and the donkey, they know they owners, right? Two dumb animals know they owner, but what?
But Israel doth not know.
What?
But Israel doth not know.
But Israel don't know. We don't know who we are, man. Right? We don't.
My people doth not consider.
We don't even consider who the hell we are, man. All right? We could care less who we are, man. Hey, we the Israelites. We the greatest people on the earth, man.
That's right.
Why wouldn't you want to be an Israelite? Give me Exodus 4 and 22. All right, because there's only one son of God according to the Bible. Everybody not the son of God, man. Right? Well, we can't buy and sell on the Sabbath, brother. Right? So we can't deal with currency right now. Exodus 4 and 22. Because why would you want to be anything but an Israelite? Bring that up.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22.
Right.
Thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
All black people.
Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
African.
Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
So why would you want to be called anything else when Israel is the son of God, man? All right. You got a minute for the Bible, sister? 1 minute. 1 minute. You get one scripture. Get Deuteronomy 28:68. Y'all talked to her before? You know your nationality?
I'm an Israelite.
All praises. All praises. You got to start keeping the commandments, though. All right? You know commandments you're supposed to keep? What commandments?
Thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt... That's the only ones I really know.
All right, get Deuteronomy 22. All right?
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5.
This is commandment.
The woman shall not wear that which pertained unto a man.
So the woman can't wear what a man wear, read on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, read.
For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
He said you're an abomination if you're a woman wearing what a man wear, and if you're a man wearing what a woman wear. So first of all, what does a woman wear? What's a woman's garment that men can't wear? What else? All right. What? Dress and skirt? So what is a man's garment that women wear?
Boy shirts.
No, they wear pants. So you can't wear pants. Right? And you know what today is? Get Exodus 20 and 8. All right, so you got to put on a dress. Right? Because if you don't, you're an abomination unto the Lord. And guess what? The Lord hates all abominations. Give me that in Sirach 15 and 13.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The 7th day is the Sabbath. So today will be the Sabbath, because it's the 7th day of the week. When it's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's the Sabbath day, right?
In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day.
Right, so the Sabbath day, you ain't supposed to cook, work, right? You ain't supposed to clean. You're supposed to be resting. So y'all put on the dress and keep the Sabbath day holy. All right. You already know you're Israelites. Start keeping the commandments. Bring it up.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 15 and verse 13.
All right.
The Lord hateth all abomination.
The Bible say.
The Lord hateth all abomination.
Right. So if you're a woman wearing pants, the Lord hates that, man. He hates all abominations. Read.
And they that fear God love it not.
Right, and they that fear God love it not. Is that the so-called, is that a white man on that horse? Oh, that's Jay. I was about to bring out Ecclesiastes, man. Alright. I was about to bring out Ecclesiastes. Hey, come here, your nationality, brother. You got a minute for the Bible? Come here, your nationality. You know your nationality according to the Bible? Alright, get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. I'm going to bring up 15 of Deuteronomy,
Yeah, that's
Israelites
symbolic,
according
man.
to the Bible, right?
Symbolic for the future.
That's what we bringing up. Bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You hear that? So if we didn't keep the commandments, we'd be cursed. You hear that, brother? If we didn't keep the commandments, we'd be cursed. You hear that? You keeping up? You hear that, brother? How about you? You heard that? He said, if you don't listen to God, you will be cursed. He's talking to the Israelites. We about to prove we are those people. Because you got to go through the curses and then you'll understand who you are. Right, get verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Right, so the curse is going to be upon your seed forever for a sign. And you know what a sign does? It identifies something. Like that bus stop sign, you know it's a bus stop. A stop sign, you know you got to stop. So you go through these curses and you understand who the Israelites are. Give verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
He said the Israelites will be cursed in the city. Right? So who live in cursed in the cities? Us, right? How about you, brother? You hear that? Who cursed in the city? Us, right? So-called black people. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field. Who was cursing the cotton field? The sugarcane field. Look at that brother back. He was cursing the field. Right? Is that the so-called white man? No, I'm saying it was the so-called white man cursing the city in the field. How about you, brother? The white man cursing the city in the field. So how's the white man the Jew according to the Bible when he talking to the Jews? Right? Go to verse, give me verse, let's get to it. Get verse 68. We're going to get straight to the point, man. All right? Now, how we get to America? Slavery, right? How about you? Slave ships, right? We all can agree out here on that, right? Man.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said the Lord gonna bring you back into Egypt. Now Egypt has a biblical meaning. And we're gonna bring that up.
It's the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What's Egypt? Out of the house of bondage.
He said Egypt is the house of bondage. Because we're in spiritual Egypt. Alright? And it has a spiritual definition. So Egypt represents bondage. Alright, or captivity, slavery. So bring that up.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
I'll bring you back to the house of bondage, back to slavery again with what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
So he say I'm gonna take the Israelites back to slavery on ships. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake to thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So you ain't gonna see your homeland again. And what's gonna happen when you get off them slave ships?
And there you shall be sold into your enemies.
So you're going to be sold unto your enemies. You look at that sign and say, to be sold, Negroes. Right? So we were sold when we got off them slave ships. Read on.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Slave men and slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And nobody going to redeem you out that captivity. Because Leviticus, the 25th chapter, you can purchase your brother out of slavery. So he's saying this slavery you're going to go to on ships, you're going to be sold, and you never going to see your homeland again. Right? So what people that happened to, huh? That happened to us. So who will we be according to the Bible?
I thought Judaism was religion or something.
That's the thing. It's not religion. Give me that Give me that 24 and 23. Sirach 24 and 23. Right? And I'm going to show you who he's talking to. Good verse.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 9. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
To do with who?
The children of Israel.
Judaism.
The children of Israel.
African American.
The children of Israel.
It's the covenant he made with the children of Israel. Right? So the Israelites are the people of the book. And Judaism is religion, but we don't deal with religion. Because when did God say be religious? He never said that. He gave us law, statutes, and commandments.
It's lucky God can't convert it to Judaism. You can't convert it to being somebody rich.
You can't convert, like the brother just brought out, you can't convert to being an Israelite. You can't convert to being Chinese, can you? Right, so you can't convert to a bloodline, right? So bring that up.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High, Yahweh, even the law which Moses commanded for inheritance and to the congregation of Jacob.
You heard that, brother? Hear that? Bring that out again.
Sirach 24 and 23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High Yahweh, even the law which Moses commanded for inheritance and to the congregations of Jacob.
So he commanded these laws for a heritage. It teach you how to dress, treat your women, eat. It teach you everything in the Bible. It's a big Bible. Why would it only be 10 commandments? Right? It's 613 commandments. But before we say that's a lot of laws, it's 20,000 in America. And you keep them without a problem. We keep the white man law. Why can't we keep the laws of God? Right? Give me John 14 and 15. Hey, you the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Alright? This ain't for you, man. Alright?
John 14, 22.
No, John 14 and 15.
It's the book of John, chapter 14, verse 15.
Right?
If you love me, keep my commandments.
What Christ say?
If you love me, keep my commandments.
So if you love God, you'll keep his commandments. Simple as that, man. Right? So you know some commandments you're supposed to keep as Israelites? Give me you said what?
Murder, theft, all that. Top 10.
Right, give me Leviticus, right? 11 and 7. Right, we gonna get the dietary law, man. Because there's certain things we supposed to eat. There's certain things that's abominable to eat, man. But our people don't understand that because our people don't read the scriptures. All right.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Give me Psalms 50.
In the swine.
In the what?
In the swine.
In the swine. Our people love them pork chops, right? They love baconators, man. They love chitlins, bacon. All these abominable things. He said in the swine,
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed,
he got two attributes of a clean animal, read.
yet he cheweth not the cud.
He don't digest his food, right? They sweat from the inside, man. Read on.
He is unclean unto you.
It is what?
He is unclean to you.
So if you want a pepperoni pizza, you can't mess with it, right? Bring it up.
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you.
You can't even touch a dead pig, man. Like Malachi brought out, man. Somebody say, pass me the pork chops, you can't even touch it, man. Because that's the laws of God, and if you love him, you'll keep his commandments. Because how did we go to slavery on ships? By breaking the commandments. Because our people refuse to listen, man. Right? You got that Psalms 50 and 16?
That's it. Yeah, bring it up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 15, verse 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh said, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, and that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right, because you got the so-called white man in the corner talking about pork is unclean. He said, what is the wicked to do with the covenant at my mouth, man? Because it's our book, man. Get Psalms 147 and 19. Right, this ain't for everybody, man. Right, we're going to bring that out, man.
Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word to Jacob.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right, he gave it to Israel, the 12 tribes. Read on.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
The Lord say,
He have not dealt so with any nation.
so he ain't dealing with the so-called white man, Chinese or African man. He only dealing with our people. Read on.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Right, so you don't know the judgments of the Most High. This is the judgment of the Most High. Slavery on ships, being cursed in the city, cursed in the field. Hating your brother is a curse, right? Single parent households, man. Right, they come in wealth, man. So what is he doing with the covenant at his mouth, man? We dealing with you, man. We don't deal with everybody. This ain't Christianity. You can't convert unto this.
My nationality?
Right?
I'm Irish.
Right, man. You can tell you're Irishman. Right? And Ireland means black land. They stole that too. What haven't Esau stolen, man?
Everything.
Right?
They stole the potatoes from the Incas and then brought it back up to Ireland. Right?
Check that out.
So,
Right? Good history.
It's funny to me.
Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6, man. All right?
I'm not familiar with Deuteronomy that much.
We bet, because that's our DNA test, right? Because didn't we just read that the Israelites went to slavery on ships? Who went to slavery on ships?
Black people and Irish.
Right. And you said, no.
they were indentured servants.
Y'all was indentured servants.
Right, the original Irish was black.
That's different. You actually signed off to work for 7 years. Did we sign to get to slavery? We was kidnapped, man, and sold by the Africans, because we not African, all right? The Africans and Arabs sold us to you, our enemy, right? He said he sold us to the enemy. That's the enemy, right? We got enemies according to the Bible. Bring that up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
This is what the Most High said about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right, we are holy people unto the Lord. We separate.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people
We are special people.
unto himself,
Right?
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Equal to.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Love everybody.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So we above all these nations. Why do you think we dribble the best ball? We sing the best, throw the best ball. We invented everything. We invented the stoplight, the internet.
Right.
Right? We invented every damn thing, man. Agriculture, that all come from our people. Because we above all these wicked heathen nations, man. All right?
Not trying to debate anything or anything.
We ain't finna debate with you, Esau. You the devil. Give me Revelation 13 now.
No, I just wanted to say,
All right.
my name is John, and my best
Bring it
friend's
up.
name is Jacob,
Bring that up.
and you.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9.
Right.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
You hear that? If any man have an ear, let him hear. You hear that, brother? If any man have an ear, let him hear. Read on.
Nice to meet you.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into
The
captivity.
Bible say.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right, so that man's going into slavery, man. Get the hell out of here, man. He trying to cleave, man.
His best friend's name Jacob.
Man, we don't care, man. Right, yeah. Yeah, what's going on?
Bunch of young cats, man. How y'all find yourself in this position? Y'all don't look like y'all was just born and raised Israelites.
Con, that's a fact. Give me Job 32 and 8. Alright. That's a fact, man. I just dropped the cold cut. I was saying I was a nigga 3 years ago. I ain't know nothing about this. I was a nigga in America. Smoking weed, this being a nigga, man.
You give up the weed.
I gave up everything for the Most High.
You gotta give up the weed for the Most High?
Yeah. Get 1 Corinthians 3 and 16.
Oh, man.
It ain't that hard, man.
We'll bring it up, man. This is the precept.
This is Job chapter 32 and verse 8.
Right?
But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding.
Right, so the Spirit of the Lord came upon us. We was chosen from the foundation of the earth to get this word. Get John 10 and 27. Right, bring that up.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16.
Right?
Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you?
Right, because Yahweh is the proper name for who the world calls God. He has a name. He exists in Hebrew. It's Yahweh. So you're the spirit of Yahweh. You're the spirit of, you're the temple of Yahweh, right? And his spirit dwells in you.
If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy.
Right, so if you defile your temple by smoking cigarettes, weed, eating pork, he gonna destroy you, man. It's that simple. Like, give me Philippians 4 and 13. Right?
That's not just the reaction of smoking and eating pork. Like your body eventually shut down. Is that
Right, well, that's you making a point, but who causes that to happen? The Most High. Why do you think we die from high cholesterol and all these things? Everybody else don't die from that stuff. It's us because we eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. We eating pork. But I don't think we brought that out. Shrimp, crab, and lobster is a sin too, man. No shrimp, crab, and lobster. You gotta have fins and scales. I used to love shrimp, man. But we didn't know the law. Now we understand the law. We gotta come back to who we are. We was niggas in America, man. You probably thought you was African American. Right, let me see if that's what I want. Anything to Christ strengthens me. That's the other one. It might be, it
is it 4?
This is the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 13.
Michael, you said it might be hard to stop the weed, you know?
I can do all things through my strength.
Read it as is.
I can do all things through Christ.